Hello everyone, welcome back to the bedroom renovation slash makeover part 2. Now today is actually Thursday. We've had a relatively slow start to the week because we've had some other bits and bobs going. But we have done a couple of sneaky things which we didn't film, so I hope you guys are going to let us off. So first of all, we've managed to get the light up. The dome is still over yonder. We did put it up for all of about 5 minutes so that I could take a picture of it, which you might have seen over on my home Instagram account. But because the dome is so heavy, we think that there's a bit of an issue because there's no holes for the bolts to go into, and we're just like, it's going to fall off. So I've contacted the lighting company to see if there is a fault or if that is literally just how it is and it will stay up. So we're kind of just holding on for that one. We have also put up the curtain rail, which was your suggestion from, again, over on my home account, because we've got this big radiator. I'll show you guys in a minute, but basically we've got a very large radiator and these two windows which are quite close together. So the theory or the idea was that we just have one long curtain pole. So we've got that up. What else have we done? Oh, we have painted the ceiling and the ceiling rose and the coving, but today I'm going to try and zoom in up here because we've had a couple of little issues. So this coving we decided not to replace. It's not like original coving or anything, but it is polystyrene. Ah, what a nightmare. And we decided that in some areas it wasn't like joined properly, so we thought, well, I know what we'll do, we'll just stick some filler in there. Filler will fix everything. But as it turns out, filler doth not fix everything. It definitely doesn't fix polystyrene, or at least it did initially, but then when we painted over it, it all cracked, which is what can happen when you caulk as well. So I've caulked around, I know I keep showing you guys this, but I've caulked around my beautiful ceiling rose that I did myself. Just saying. And a little bit of that has cracked, but I did the caulk so well that it's minuscule that you can barely tell. So yeah, that's basically where we've got to thus far. So today we are going to start. Simon started unscrewing one of the wardrobe handles, I'm not sure why, but we're going to start doing little bits and bobs around so that we can really try and get this room finito. Right, first job on the to-do list is touch-ups. So Simon is starting to go around. Do you want to give us a wave?
Come to steal your glory.
Yeah. With the brush, doing the touch-ups first with the brush, and then I'm going to follow with this, my mini roller, so that we get it all smooth. And we've got to go all around this top bit, because I think probably here is the best. You can see it if I zoom in when I took the masking tape off. We've literally got some little bits where you can see the old grey peeping through. It's the trials and tribulations of masking tape. Well, we have finished another day. We were obviously starting to do some of the touch-ups around areas like that, and this one up here being the main. If you can see that there. Oh, sorry, there we go. But we don't really have the correct brush for doing something sharp up there like that. It's called a cutting brush because you cut the paint essentially. So I need to go and buy a cutting brush either tonight or probably early tomorrow, because tonight we're going out. So we're calling it a day now. It is 7 minutes past 5 in the evening. So we've done all the touch-ups on the walls of any little scuffs that we've accidentally made. We've still got those tiny little touch-ups, some occasional ones around the coving to do tomorrow when I have the special tool. But we have successfully managed to paint inside of the window frames, and we have painted, or I have given the windowsills one first coat, so I'm going to give them a second coat tomorrow. And I was going to show you guys the what is that called? The curtain rail. Right, so there we go. There is the curtain rail. Isn't it beautiful? It's literally just a basic one from Ikea, but it's extendable, so you can make sure that it spans the length of the entire 2 windows. So hopefully tomorrow we can start getting all the soft furnishings and the curtains up, and then I will show you guys in a little bit more detail over here on our poor Hicks chest. Under here we have the samples for the blinds that we're going to have, so I'll show you them properly tomorrow. Good morning everyone, it is now Friday. I've got my tea, I've got my porridge, how British am I, and I've got my gloss and my paintbrushes. First thing on the agenda for today is to give these windowsills a second coat in this stuff, because we've got some more trim coming from around the windows. So that stuff isn't being delivered to Tool Station until like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so I've got plenty of time to give these a second coat. And then I think we're going to move on to, I still need to go to B&Q to go and get one of those cutting brushes for doing all the fine edges, but I can do that later. We're going to do the wall lights today, so I'm going to show you guys a little hack how I've kind of jazzed up a really quite cheap or very inexpensive, shall we say, wall light from Ikea, and I've transformed it into something a little more chic. And then yeah, we're just doing like finishing touches, so we need to measure up for the blinds, which I will show you guys later, those samples I promised you yesterday, put up the voile, put up the curtains, do that area over there, which is the shoe area, which I know some of you guys have been asking what we're going to do with. So yeah, busy day. And also in other news, the basement, which is also going on alongside this room, today should be the last day that we have the tradesmen in there, and then hopefully we'll finish this room and then we can kind of maybe start on the basement. Like, we're going to be doing all the painting, flooring, all that kind of stuff. They're just doing all the like proper nitty gritty things. So it's all go. Right, we're now moving on to the light fittings. Oh, clunk. So I've just got one here, which is going to be part of my Ikea hack that I'm going to show you guys later. But we need to decide on where we want these, don't we?
Yep.
So we have a couple of options. Either here, which is where I think I originally had like planned to have them. Can we even see that? Yeah. So like either side of the bed over the bedside tables, because the bedside tables are quite low, or because they're obviously not hardwired in, you have to have the cable, which again, this isn't the finished lamp, but we're just using this as of for now. It could go over the bed, trying not to mark the wall, over the bed so that a lot of the wire is hidden. Right, we have light, one light. So this is the first light that we've popped up. I'm going to just turn it off so we can see. So this basically is the Ikea hack that I am just about to show you guys. So this is called the Astrid lamp. It does not come with these glass domes, so I'm going to leave some links down below in the description box of where you can get these glass domes. And now I'm going to show you how I transform this into this. Ta-da! Right, so basically this is the lamp that I'm starting off with. This is the Astrid lamp from Ikea, and I've taken off all of the little bits and bobs, so we're just left with everything that cannot be removed. So first things first, masking tape. Need to tape off this entire section, because this we're going to leave brass colour, and the same with this. The only bit we want to paint black is this base section here. And then the next area that I'm going to tape is literally just in here, which is where the bulb screws in, because I'm probably not the most meticulous person, not the tidiest person with spray paint. So I just want to protect that area and make sure that I don't get any spray paint in the electrical part. So I'm just going to ball up a few bits of masking tape, which you can pull out afterwards with either like a pair of pliers, or you can probably even get your fingers in there if you've got nimble fingers. Right, now I've just taped this top sort of trumpet half of the lamp, because then again this is the area that I want to keep gold. But when I taped it the first time round, I was really neat inside, and I've realised that actually once you have the little attachment over it, you can't see inside, so I've not been very neat. So the next thing that I need to tape is this little gold pull toggle, because again that's something else that I want to keep gold. Right, so there we go. I am all taped. Little toggle has been taped. Everything up here, this arm has been taped. All nice straight lines. So now I'm going to go and spray this section. Right, so I have come out in the garden because it's ventilated and the best area for using spray paint. This is the one that I have chosen to use. It's by a brand called Rust-Oleum, and it is a black satin finish, and you'll literally only need one can. So I have the light here to spray, which I have just rested, because what you don't want is for this to stick to whatever surface. I've obviously got an old dust sheet here that I'm using to spray on, which as you can see is what I did the other one on. So what I'm resting it on is two actually little pots, sample pots of paint, because I need to rest it somewhere where it's not going to stick onto the surface. I then also have the two little bolts which go into the side, which I'm going to spray as well. And I have this, which is a little, don't really know what these are called, but it's metal. I think you can get them in plastic, and this for me was just so that the glass dome shade that I have will fit onto here, because the dome had a wider hole than this, so basically the dome would have just slipped off completely, so this stops the dome from slipping off. And this is what attaches onto here, which this basically goes on here, then that goes on there, and it keeps the dome in place. So I'm going to spray these as well. So I can only spray these on one side, because then I need to let them dry, flip them over and spray the other side. Right, someone is putting back my shoe shelves over there, whilst I have just been touching up like the edges up here. As you can see, they are not perfect, so I have to touch up my touch-ups with white once the dark blue has dried. It's all touch up, then touch up, and touch up the touch-ups. There's a lot of touching up going on today. It is coming along. I'm quite excited about this little area. It's only going to be a small little change, but something which might make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Alexa, pause. Alexa, pause. Right, the light is up, but as you can see, it's wonky, and we are not sure if that glass is going to hold on the fitting, because it's so heavy. Like it's massive and it's thick glass. It does not feel secure. I've already contacted the company and they've offered a refund and or a replacement, so we're just gonna kind of see how that goes. We've got our safety cushioning here, but we might have to rethink that. So for a minute we're keeping the dogs away from this area, so we're just gonna start on the shoe wall and the curtain hanging. Yes. $119 and two little lines.
Is that wall to wall?
That's
Or the gap?
That's almost wall to wall. It's like maybe 1 millimetre gap. Come on, tape measure. Work with me here. I don't know how much room. that's come out too far. It needs to be.
Yeah, we're going to have to measure it.
Yeah. Do you see how thin it is? You can see through it. Whereas if I put both the curtains on, like it distorts it more. Productive day, I think. So, as you can see, the curtain is now fully on, or curtains, there are two there. So the curtains are done. We've also got the lights on the wall. We've got ceiling light up precariously for the minute. We're just gonna see if it falls down, who knows. And the next thing that we did, which I didn't particularly vlog like a step by step, but I've kind of started to do the plug sockets down here, which I just show you guys doesn't look particularly nice at the moment. But basically we've had to like fill all around, oh, I say we, Simon did this bit. Simon's had to fill all around here, and this is just the back plate. So the nice brass faceplate is just down yonder. So this will all be sanded tomorrow and made a lot nicer. But the funny thing is, you won't even see it because it'll be hidden behind the bedside table. It would have just bothered me massively if I knew we still had them crappy white things stuck on there. So yeah, that's that. So that's going to be finished tomorrow. We've also done, for anyone that might have been looking at this over on my Instagram stories, you'll have seen that I pulled off all of the like UPVC trim on here. So Simon's filled in there, so we're just waiting for that to dry, and then tomorrow we can do all of the sort of finishing touches. I say finishing touches, it's probably not going to be finished because we've still got to like figure out what's going on the walls, and the mirror hasn't arrived for over there yet, but you get the gist. Hello everyone and happy Sunday. Yes, it is now Sunday. I skipped a day vlogging yesterday because we got into beast mode and we just cracked on and did loads of like nitty gritty jobs that were not really interesting or vloggable, if that's even a word, but they were kind of things that we just needed to do. Once again, more touch-ups, but I do have a few bits. The room is livable now, which is nice, even though we have been sleeping in here the entire time, but we've cleaned it as best we can for the moment. There's curtains up, there's window voile up. I've put my shoes back in the shoe area, so I'm going to show you guys that in a minute. It is not finished, but it's definitely a nice calming space for us to kind of sleep in and be in right now, which is a lot more than can be said for the rest of the house. So yeah, I'm going to kind of give you guys a brief update to finish off this vlog. Right, so the room is looking pretty nice. I've had to change the bedding because we haven't had any use of our washing machine or tumble dryer. So excuse the fact that this is totally creased, but this was our sort of older bed set, which I've just popped on there for now. I'm still actually a little bit unsure as to what I'm going to do about bedding. So that's another finishing touch that we need to decide on. The lamps is another thing that we need to decide on. So this one needs a few touch-ups. Hopefully you guys can see just around where the little toggle comes out. I can still see a little bit of white in there, so I need to get in there and give that one another little spray. And I'm undecided as to what to do with the cables. So this one I spray painted black, but the other one, I didn't tape it off or anything, but I deliberately kind of didn't spray all of it just to see what the like colour difference would be. So one option would be that we could change, if we wanted to keep the cables black, Unfortunately, the spray paint turned the cable really sticky, so my tip would be to just completely tape off the cable as well, because it doesn't respond well to spray paint. But we could actually rewire the lamp, which would be really simple for us to do because we're quite happy doing like minor electrics, and we would just rewire that with a black cable. So that's kind of just still another decision that needs to be made. We've obviously got nothing above the bed, so that is a decision that's got to be made. The plant has gone back over there. On here we're going to have a frame which I've already bought. That's from Ikea, and it's kind of in a dark wood colour to match all the furniture. But again, print wise, I'm not entirely sure. I'd like to use something that's already in the house to avoid buying something new. The shoe wall over yonder will give you a brief little perusal. Let me just move our little doggy doorstop. I have actually put my shoes back onto the shoe wall, so now they are all nicely hidden away. And the reason that I wanted to do this, it never actually bothered me that my shoes were on show, but this just kind of makes it less cluttered and also adds a little bit more protection for my shoes, because a lot of them are quite expensive, and dust and natural sunlight, as you can see, it does get a bit of natural sunlight over there even when the door is closed, so that just adds a little bit of extra protection for the shoes as well. And then over here, ta-da, this was the situation which you guys helped me decide on, and it is using one long curtain pole, and these curtains are actually the same as what I've got on the shoe wall. I think they're called Hannah Lil, and they're from Ikea. They're really, really light. These ones over here are never ever going to be closed. They're literally just decorative. These ones are quite long for this area, so I think I'm going to adjust those, like maybe take a couple of inches off. I'm still going to have them touch the floor, but that's just a little bit too long for me. So yeah, there we go. I have one more thing to paint, which is the doggy steps. And again, I did a little poll on Instagram this morning to ask whether you guys think that I should paint them railings to match the wardrobes, or this colour, which is Cornforth white colour match, to match the walls. And I've obviously got a new sort of oatmeal coloured felt here as well. So that's a task for today. So by the time I pick you guys up in the next vlog, these little doggy steps will be done. So there we have it. We've still got a few bits and bobs to do, which of course, as and when we do them over the course of the next few weeks, and as and when things arrive, I will of course share with you guys on the vlogs. These are all just kind of rolling home renovation vlogs, so we've got a lot of things which are going on. So thank you very much for watching another episode of these home renovation and DIY efforts. DIY is a go. I love seeing all of your DIY shares over on Instagram as well. Makes me happy inside to hear that everyone's giving DIY a good old crack. So yeah, thank you again for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.